Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Open Bar Review. It's the Machine Gun Paul Wedding. With me as always is Leo Knopp, and we're coming to you from Lucky Lou's in Denton, Texas. And this week we saw The Revenant, starring Leo DiCaprio. Leo Knopp, tell us all about it.
It's about Hugh Glass. He's this fur trapper in this paramilitary unit, and he gets completely fucked up by this bear. Everybody wants him to survive, but they can't carry him. They assign 3 people, Fitzgerald, played by Tom Hardy, some other fucking guy, and his son, Hawk, to stay behind and keep him alive or bury him if he dies. And that's not what happens. What happens is Fitzgerald murders his son and then buries him alive in a shallow grave. Glass is like, fuck no, digs himself out of the grave and starts crawling on his belly with one fucking arm 200 miles back to civilization to kill these fuckers.
I liked this movie. I felt like I was in a Jack London novel. The atmosphere was beautiful. I loved the shots. I was taken in for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I could see you feeling like you were in a Jack London novel if your version of reality has fucking weird-ass sound editing and is way overly cinematic. So basically, anytime you have a scene that's exclusively in French or exclusively in the Native American language that they were using, the dialogue is not synced up. It looks like fucking film students did this for credit. The sound mixing was bad the entire time. Everything was the wrong volume. You know, it was too loud, the dialogue was too quiet, or it would mix them up. I can't believe they released this movie sounding as bad as it does after all they went through.
The sound just didn't bother me that much. I mean, I'll admit there are a couple scenes where the mixing seemed off, but for the most part, I wasn't that bothered by it. I thought the cinematography was gorgeous. I thought the long shots helped convey Leo's struggle.
No. Alejandro Iñárritu, he's coming off Birdman, right? There are like 16 edits in the movie, but it's shot to look like it's one long take. Yeah. There are a lot of like 15-minute long shots in that movie, and it's really impressive because the completed product is one long take. The Revenant is filled to the brim with like minute-long shots that are not complete. They don't feel intentional. They feel like Iñárritu said, let's make these shots long because everybody loved Birdman. And I know that they started producing this well before Birdman hit theaters and got all the acclaim. The last fight between Glass and Fitzgerald, it definitely should be one long shot, and they tried to make it one long shot. There's a part really early where they cut away and have like a close-up and then cut back to the long shot, and then they fight for like another 2 minutes in that long shot, but it's already been ruined. You can't jerk me around like this. I feel like a dog that's like running on its leash. The owner is like, and I'm like,
that didn't ruin it for me. I didn't even really notice. The story's pretty generic, pretty bare bones. They actually added in some unnecessary elements. You didn't need Tom Hardy, who, for the most part, the majority of the movie's the most captivating character and the most relatable character, and he kind of turns into a mustache-twirling villain near the end of it.
He went into supervillain taunt mode.
The trailers gave off this feel to me that the movie was going to be a lot more minimalistic than it was, and I think I would have preferred it if it was just strictly stuck with Leo's struggle to get back and face off with this guy. Does Leo deserve the Oscar for this movie?
No. I could tell he was acting in most of his things.
Yeah, you could tell he was really trying hard to act.
And in the end, Tom Hardy kind of stole the show, didn't he?
Tom Hardy was the best part of this movie. It mainly had to do with his character was the most fully fleshed out, I thought.
Yeah, Leo's character is kind of like his son died, bam. As much as I dislike this movie, it's really incredible that it got made.
The fact that they used all natural lighting, it's awesome.
They were driving like 4 hours one way to shoot for like 30 minutes when the lighting was right, and then driving 4 hours back. They were shooting for so long. In western fucking Canada, the snow melted. And so they had to go to Argentina. They had to screen it for the producers in between that. They're like, I know the budget's already doubled. We're not quite done yet. Here's what we've got so far. And they screen a movie without an ending. The budget ballooned. There were people fighting with each other and quitting on the set.
Can we at least admit that the opening 10 minutes, the opening scene is just incredible? I would recommend the movie based on the opening scene alone because I thought it was breathtaking. Last call. Leo, how many beers would you buy and or need to see this movie again?
I would need at least 2 or 3 beers to sit through this 156 goddamn minute movie again. I would buy the director several beers for what he went through to make this, but they would come out of the excess budget. Oh, wait!
I'm gonna buy him 3 beers. It's a pretty good movie. Not great. Paul Wedding, Leo Knopp, Lucky Lose, Open Bar Review, Revenant. Cheers.